When I first met Jake in the fall of his sophomore year, he was eager to describe all the ways that being a first-generation college student affected his transition to Harvard. By his account, he had to change everything, down to how he dressed, how he talked, what he talked about, how he comported himself to faculty and new friends, how he studied, and how he managed his time. Jake had been a star student in his hometown, a darling to his teachers, an idol among his peers, but now he was struggling with the gap between what he thought he knew about going to college and what he quickly learned he actually had to do to succeed. As I listened to Jake describe his struggles, I sympathized with him deeply. His closed, neatly pressed collared shirt, khaki shorts, loafers, with the kind of Southern preppy I instantly recognized, and his accent sounded like mine when I was his age, before I buried my y'alls and most of my Southern drawl. But here's the thing, despite the significant shifts both Jake and I had to make when we went off to college, I knew those changes were coming, and I never once questioned my ability to succeed. While Jake and I had much in common, we were both Southern, from non-wealthy households, public school grads. My parents had gone to college and helped me prepare for that leap, while Jake's had not. He was forging these life alterations on his own. Jake was one of well over 100 students who shared their stories and gave concrete advice for how to improve the overall college experience for first-generation students attending highly selective colleges. The lessons they provide, which are detailed in my book, The Hidden Curriculum, come from a wide range of student perspectives. First-generation students are from diverse backgrounds and hold diverse views. They are racially and ethnically diverse, with a range of sexual and gender identities, from a range of household incomes, and while some are from families who have been in the US for multiple generations, others are recent arrivals to this country. But they all pointed out one thing in common. There were certain unwritten rules that they weren't always aware of until after they missed an opportunity or faced a setback. As seniors looking back on their college experience, they were almost 3 times as likely as their continuing generation peers to say that they were less prepared for college in some way. Like Jake, they were initially surprised and overwhelmed by the newness of it all, by the unwritten rules they seemed to break at every turn, and by the urgency to catch up with their peers as quickly as possible. Selective universities can do more to help first-generation students make a smoother transition. Here is some of this advice. Make the purpose of office hours clearer and less intimidating. Encourage more near-peer mentoring in all aspects of college, from academic advising to study groups to social clubs. Reduce the competitive nature on campus that is fostered by exclusive extracurricular organizations and resource hoarding. Create opportunities for faculty and first-generation students to spend more informal but high-impact time together, whether it is in a summer lab experience, on a short-term study abroad program, or through a shared research project. For first-generation students who have absolutely no problems transitioning to college, enlist them as paid mentors and campus recruiters to enhance the visibility of first-generation models on campus. This also provides opportunities for first-generation students to share their tips for success. The advice outlined by first-generation students in my book has the potential to initiate institutional change that goes well beyond first-generation students. While first-generation students might be best positioned to identify and critique the unwritten rules of college for the very reason that they find these tacit rules surprising, the lessons they offer can improve the experience for all students, not just those that administrators too often label as underprepared for college. Given that half of the first-generation students I studied did not want to be called out as such, and 20% of continuing generation students felt like first-generation students in all but the name, there is good reason for college leaders to advance changes on campus at an institutional level rather than by targeting one small group. My book provides concrete suggestions for college leaders to advance equity and excellence for all students attending our nation's selective universities through the voices of the students themselves. Thank you.